Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, y'all. What's going on? It's Ask Alma. Did you hear me? Ask Alma.
Mm-mm.
Yes, it is. It's 7 o'clock on Tuesday. I know you're kind of confused because it's not dark outside. Y'all know the time changed. So it is 7 o'clock. And I hope y'all logged on. Tell me hello so I can say hello back. Wink. I hope you watching. I called you. Diva, girl, Mary Lou. You see the hair? You see my locks? Girl, you see my locks. Braids Elite. All right. Oh my goodness, got the crinkle going on. Yes, I feel like I'm 15 pounds lighter. If you know what I'm saying. Anyway, because it has contours the face. Wow. Alvin told me about that. Hey. Anyway, how y'all doing? Come on in, come on in. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Ask Alma. I am so glad you are with us. I've got my fantastic panel with me. Y'all know, let me just fess up. I love it when y'all on the show. I ain't even gonna lie. Like all that. Barbara,
We love you, Barbara. Hi, Barbara.
I love being here. Okay.
Hey, Patrice. There's my sister and my brother, Rio. Hey, fam. How y'all doing? Pat, walk up. I was thinking about you today. I was wondering what you was gonna fix for dinner when we come over. You know, Rio. Hey, fam. How y'all doing? I need to say a couple of things up front. Y'all know I have to do the disclaimer. You know, Donna, how you doing, cuz? Hey, cuz. Tracy, Gail. Oh my goodness, all my cousins. Y'all know I got 25 of them, right?
Cousins. Hey, cousins.
There's 150 of them.
It really is, D. I said 25. D said 100. It really is 150 women. I might add. All the brothers married into the family, except for a few.
They got a whole bus trips worth of people.
Except for a few. So those of you were watching for the first time, thank you so much, because I know my friends and family email friends and family and ask them to watch. So thank you for that. The shout outs on social media, Kay, D, and Alvin, thank you guys so much for that. And so for those of you who are just chiming in with us for the first time, this is Ask Alma. It is an advice paneled show. So we listen to like 3 questions and then we all express our variety of advice nuggets to you. So this is not a show where you will find a professional psychologist, but that's okay because we got some good advice for you. And if you need a professional, we really want you to do that. Like, ain't no question about it. Check your HR. You could get some freebies. But, you know, I'm just saying, work that out. So our show is produced by NNPA. NNPA has a lot of members, and those members own Black-owned newspapers because Ask Alma appears in Black-owned newspapers across the country. So I also suggest that you guys subscribe and stop posting on Facebook what you're not reading, because all of those, I'd say 99.9% of those posts that you forward saying mainstream media didn't cover this, we did. So work that out. Right. So, hey y'all.
Hey y'all.
To see y'all. Like, I was thinking I should come up with a name. You know, like AKAs. We could be like the DKA. Because Alvin, you know, it's me and you, A and A. AADK. I mean, like, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Karen might have a problem with that, but okay.
I just got it.
What is it? Like, what's her name?
He was like, what?
The DKAs.
I just got the DKAs when you said that.
Yes.
I was like,
we need a name.
Wait a minute.
We need a name. Yes. I have a
question before we get started, Alma. Did any of you see the verses with Earth, Wind, and Fire and the Isley Brothers? Did you all see that?
I did not, and I'm
Did
sorry.
we all miss it?
Don Rimmer, how are you? I need to talk to you. I gotta reach
I
out
missed
to you.
it.
Okay, let me just say, what is it? I read about it. I see it.
Yep.
I see the posting, but I don't know what it is.
You mean the verses?
What is? I don't know what that is. I read about it. I see it. I see the posting, but I don't know what it is.
You mean the verses is like a show where you get these artists who sing together, and it's really not them competing against each other. They're actually just displaying their talent. And like they had one with Patti LaBelle and Gladys Knight that really was big.
Where do you find it though? Like I see everybody posting about it on Facebook, but I don't see where you click on it. Not to mention, like, who was in Earth, Wind, and Fire? Just Earth? Because I don't think Wind and Fire.
No. Well, I do know that Philip Bailey is still singing. Philip
Bailey
and Verdine are still singing. So I don't know about the other members, but Philip Bailey and Verdine.
Hey Danielle.
They're
Did Verdine have the soft curls going on?
I wouldn't know because the last time I checked, they were back here.
Right.
The last time I checked, it was back here. So I don't know. It could be translating, but it was back here the last time I saw it.
I mean, there was a lot of talk about it, and apparently Ron Isley showed up and showed out because there were some youngins on Facebook talking about he could get it. So I've seen the fur coat. Apparently he had the beard trimmed and the coat, because he does the furs.
That's all right.
I'm told. I would Google it.
Nasty.
Check it out.
That's nasty with the NASTEE. Nasty. Bob Randy said I had to turn in my black girl card. Bob Randy, you should have checked it out last week when I said, and I said what I said. And it wasn't he said that's on Friday. I said what I said. Aretha don't really do much for me. And
she caused a mess.
My goodness. Because remember, it was almost a call for them to cut my show. Let me suck it back in.
They went in on you with that? Because you said that you're not a fan of Aretha?
Oh,
I'm not.
It was all in fun. It was all in fun. There was a particular producer who suggested that perhaps she was using some illegal substances because she did not like Aretha Franklin. But everybody has a taste. I mean, you can't.
I know, and I'm telling you, hey Javon, that's my god baby. So I'm just gonna say,
okay.
Didn't I tell you? You know what? The brothers in the DMV, if they divorce or break up with one of my girl family members, they got to go.
Oh, God.
You got to move. Check out Delaware, what they doing in North Carolina, because you can't stay here. But hey Kelly, thank you for watching.
But I called Alma about Aretha Franklin. I wasn't a fan until I saw Amazing Grace, to be honest with you.
The documentary?
The documentary. And I fell in love with her then because it was so raw, and I heard her voice in a way that I'd never heard it before. And so I fell in love with it. And
you can't judge her. You can't judge her based on like Pink Cadillac. Like that's
what I said. That was
an anomaly. You really have to go back and listen to her old songs.
Right.
I do hear you, D. And you know what? My husband Gil, my love, the love of my life. Anyway, he sent me some stuff, and I was like. And he was like, "Are you listening?"
I think that's unreasonable. I think you can still have a taste for her or not. I think, but you can't. I would argue, like when you go to a restaurant, the first time it may not be good. You can give them a second try.
Pink Cadillac, but
Pink Cadillac isn't the song. But if you listen to the other stuff and it wasn't for you, then
my friend Bernard Francis said he feel the same way. Bernard, okay, so
Bernard is from Antigua. Okay, so he's calling from Antigua to talk to you, Alma.
Hey, Bernard. You know my second boyfriend's name was Bernard. Mm-hmm.
That's my middle name.
No way.
That's my middle name.
Bernard, see. You know what? I'm gonna tell you something else because I got to say it. My favorite, and she can sing about toilet paper if she wants to. Gladys Knight. I've never heard a song that Gladys Knight sang that I don't like. Right.
We've already discussed that before.
We had that conversation before you came on.
Before you came on, Gladys Knight. In my opinion, Gladys Knight is the epitome of what a voice sounds like when you take care of it.
Yes. Yeah. And Nancy Wilson, her voice was always beautiful, gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone right now.
You know this debate could go on forever.
Right, we need to like do our own version.
I'm gonna leave that alone right now, okay? Because Nancy sounds sometimes like she had just smoked a pack of Marlboros, and she probably did. Okay, to me,
Nancy. Okay, Kelly said if it wasn't for Aretha, there wouldn't be Fantasia. No, I mean Fantasia still would have came along, and quite frankly, I like Fantasia. I went to see Fantasia at the Kennedy Center. Albert, I think you posted about the concerts at the Kennedy Center the other day, where they take their orchestra,
right,
and they put an R&B person. Oh wait, I missed my train of thought because my cousin Julie Marie out of North Carolina. Oh my goodness, girl, I'm so glad you watching. Hey, but it was Fantasia and the orchestra.
Right.
Diane. Nancy is number one. Thank you, Diane. You know, that is why Diane and I are just always linked there together because we understand.
You shout out everybody that agrees with you.
First of all, when they're all relatives, they're all family.
Whole family. But Tracy said Queen Gladys. I'm going to say a thing. And then here comes Diane and some other people agreeing with her, and she giving them the shout out.
But okay, I will say that Fantasia was amazing with the orchestra. Yes. Like, you know how you usually hear her deep church, and she did go there and it was fine, but I'd say the other 50% was just amazing vocals with this amazing orchestra. It was, and the other thing too, because Gil surprised me with front row tickets. It was so nice, y'all. It was close to anniversary time and all that. But anyway, the other thing, no Veronica, and we can email each other directly and talk about this, but she is not. But
Aretha's not a
Minnie, thank you, Gigi. Minnie. Oh my goodness. Minnie Riperton, I listen to her all the time. But the other thing that I
I think it's just her. It's just
Aretha pulled her plug. See, that's what happened. Aretha said, "I'm coming back.
You will not talk about me.
I'm gonna take off one of my pairs of shoes that they buried me in, and I come back and pull your plug.
They changed their outfit.
Okay,
that was crazy.
You better leave Riri alone. Okay,
she's not having it apparently because Alma is gone now.
And I was the one with technical difficulties. I was like, okay, this is not working tonight. And there, Alma just went blip.
But we are here for her.
Yeah, she will be back in a second. There she is.
She is.
I said something about Aretha and the thing kicked me out. I ain't gonna mention no names. I ain't gonna mention no names, but y'all know who's running things up in here, right?
Exactly.
It's a producer that will remain nameless.
Wait a minute, that producer.
Love for you, right? So, but the last thing I was saying that I do want to add is at that concert, Fantasia was absolutely gorgeous. Like, I know she looks pretty on television and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of people can put on makeup and look beautiful when the camera comes on, but she is a gorgeous woman in person. I was
her stylists have been on it since day one.
Yeah.
Like almost as soon as she won American Idol, the team showed up and was like, look, this is what we're going to do. Her hair, you never see her out of place ever.
No,
never hair.
And her face is really pretty. Absolutely.
Has she had her baby yet? I knew she was having a baby. Pregnant. Yeah, she is pregnant. I was curious if she had the baby.
I don't think she had the baby yet.
I met her. A friend of mine was working with Tommy Hilfiger and in New York, and I went to visit him, and Fantasia came in for a fitting with Tommy Hilfiger, just on a random, and she looked good. This was a few years ago. I mean, not that things have changed that drastically, but she was a nice person.
Oh, that's good to know.
And she was a nice person, and her stylist was with her, and some of her people, and her people were nice people.
Oh, good.
So, that's always important, because it's not usually the artist; it's the people with the artist.
Yes,
right.
Yes,
yeah. So it was.
Did anybody watch Mahalia?
No,
but I am gonna. Alvin, you watched it.
Did you like it?
I absolutely loved Mahalia. I loved it, and I'm not going to give anything away about it, but it was very well done, and just like Aretha Franklin with Cynthia Erivo, it was respectful. It was done with respect.
Okay,
I'm gonna watch it.
It was very, very tasteful. But there's a lot of things about what's her name, Mahalia, that you don't know that you're going to find out in this movie.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Doreen, how are you? That's my coworker and friend. I haven't seen her in so long. Okay, y'all. Now that all of my friends and family, no, just kidding. Now I'm ready. No, just kidding.
This is iced tea, so just don't be poor.
Yeah. I saw the bottle.
This is not.
Oh yeah, and a cocktail glass.
Yeah, this is not.
Right. And I saw the bottle that he poured that tea out of. So y'all, okay, think what you want. But anyway.
Riri, pull her plug again, Riri. Go ahead.
I am excited about the questions we have tonight. And I hope that you guys get a kick out of them too. Because I think that this team right here is a good team for these questions.
Oh, Lord.
Tonight.
Okay, we ready.
Danielle want to know what's in your sippy cup, Dee.
Actually, my sippy cup is in the dishwasher. I got a different cup here, and it is water.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All righty, you guys. Okay. So we are ready for question number 1.
Hi, everyone. My name is Patrice, and I really hope that everyone had a wonderful and blessed Easter weekend. I'm this week's VVR for Ask Alma. Here's the first letter. Dear Alma, when I married my husband a few years ago, my mother-in-law invited me to start calling her mom as opposed to her given name. I was uncomfortable with the suggestion for a couple of reasons, and without giving you a full-blown explanation, I just plain don't want to. My mother-in-law has never been okay with this and often politely corrects me in front of family members. Usually I just try to keep talking and just try to let it go. We all attend the same church, and just recently my mother-in-law called me out at choir rehearsal, insisting that I call her mom. I am beyond angry. And yes, my husband has had this conversation with his mother, but she just won't budge. What should I do?
All righty, guys. So a recap is this. So Gigi said that her brother has been Grammy nominated twice. Gigi, we need to know his name so we can do a shout out to him.
Yeah, we need to know
the name. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
And what kind of music or what's the name of the song. Mm-hmm. But back to our question number 1 of the evening. So there's a woman who is married to a guy that she absolutely loves, and her mother-in-law is insisting that she call her mom, but she doesn't want to. And she says that she has a bunch of reasons why, that she just doesn't even think she has to give her reasons why, that she basically should be able to say, I don't really feel comfortable calling you that, and just pick another name and sort of let that go. So evidently the mother-in-law is not having it. So I know what my 2 cents worth is, but Kay, what do you think this woman should do?
I have a mother that I call mom.
Yes.
You can't be that person. So you're going to have to pick another name, boo.
Yeah.
Or you can pick what I call you, which will be Mrs. So-and-so. I'll even go with mom, whatever the last name is.
Yes.
I will give you, because I'm going to respect you if you're my husband's mother. But if I'm uncomfortable calling you mom, which I personally wouldn't be, because I do that with my friends. I call them mom, whoever. But if I'm uncomfortable calling you mom, because I got one, then you're going to have to respect my comfort level as well. See, I'm kind of grown, and we have to come to a place where we have mutual respect, but you're not going to ram mom down my throat. It's just not.
Right.
Well, this actually happened
Now,
to me.
one question though, does she have any daughters? That's kind of a question. Because my other thought was, well, why is it so important to her that this young woman call her mom? Is it because she doesn't have any daughters that call her mom? That might be part of it. So maybe there is some value. Well, there would be value, right? In having a conversation with the mother-in-law going, okay, but why? I'm not really comfortable. So can you tell me why?
Yeah.
Well, some of it is family culture. Like, I'm married into a very huge family where all of the children's spouses or whatever called my mother-in-law mom. And I was uncomfortable with that as well. Initially, I didn't know what to call her. Like, I didn't necessarily want to call her Miss because I was an adult, but I didn't really want to call her by name because nobody else did. So I gave her a nickname that I called her. I gave her her own name until she left here. And that's what I called her. But I understand. Like, I think I spent the first year just waiting till she looked at me to talk to her. Because I didn't want to call her because their family culture was everybody had a title. Everybody was aunt, uncle, cousin, something. I didn't come from an environment that was like that. So I wasn't going to call her aunt. I wasn't going to call, so I didn't really know. So I just waited until she was paying attention, or I would tap her and say, hey, tell her what I want to say. And then eventually I gave her her own name.
But did you give her like a sweet name, or you just added IE to the end of her name? Because you know how people go, Joshy, or
no, I gave her her own. I gave her her own name. Adding, it wouldn't have worked to add IE to her name because her name ended in essentially an IE sound, right? But I just came up with a name that meant something to me about her, and I did tell her I have a mother. And I didn't feel comfortable telling her. I think it's horrible that she would call her out, especially in public. But you said you wonder if she had daughters. That may be just her way of feeling a connection to her. Like, this is my son, maybe her only son, maybe her oldest son, So she wants to feel this family connection. And people, you do that through names.
Maybe she just want to tell everybody what to do.
Say it again.
Maybe she just wants to tell everybody what to do.
This is true too.
She just wants to control the narrative. Sure.
Yeah. Right. Alvin.
Alvin. I'm extremely black and white. So I'm going to get on the sister side. And first of all, she made it quite clear. She doesn't want to do it.
No.
I don't care what the mother's reason is. Right. I don't care about the culture. I don't care about family legacy. I don't care about nothing. She said she doesn't want to do it. So if I was her, I would hit the mother where it really hurts and start out by saying, see how I was raised, ... We don't call people mommy if they're not our mothers. We have a mother.
Right.
So I need you to respect that. I want to respect you by calling you Mrs. Blah, 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 whatever her name is. But first and foremost, only end of sentence for me is she says she doesn't want to do it. So it is her right, and she shouldn't do it. And if the husband agrees with it, and there's no friction in their marriage because of it, mom, bye.
Well, she said her husband has had conversations with his mother, but she just won't budge. The other thing that I think too, you guys, is calling your mother-in-law mom or mother needs to be earned. It should not just be the given name.
And it should be organic.
It should be. Like, if you have the connection with her and you're feeling like she is really invested in being a mother to you, then I think mom flows quite easily in those family group settings. So, or, the other thing, like losing a sister, my sister Kim, my oldest sister, when she passed away, I was reluctant to later to refer to somebody else as my sister. I refer to Dee as my sister, but during that time, I couldn't for a little while. So there are many reasons that I think people might not want to call somebody who isn't their mother, mom. No. And again, like we're saying, she shouldn't have to explain it.
She shouldn't have to explain it.
It needs to be Miss Rosie and keep it moving. And even when she says something, go, Miss Rosie, you are funny.
Right.
Girl, Miss Rosie, you crack me up.
Hit her back from the choir stand. You ain't my mama. You want to go public? I'm gonna go public on you. Hit her back where it hurts when you got the mic. You're not my mama.
Right. Yeah. But she pretty much can just keep and we are all in agreement here that you could basically just keep calling her. I would not call her Miss Smith, because I think, like Dee was talking about, families, you need to, connect with the family and know that you're a part of the family. And I can remember a grandmother telling me once when I was young about the children in the family giving me a title. I was like 20 something. I was like, they don't need to give me a title. They can just call me Alma. And she was like, no, there is a time when you will want them to respect you a particular way. And then you can't shift it. So, you need to start that in the beginning. And I do understand that now. I didn't really understand it too much then. But she can, or if it has to be the last name, I think it should be Mama Smith. Or Miss Joni.
Well, but is it because I'm not married that I'm having a problem with this?
No, Alvin. It is
because I'm not married. So I don't know. I'm like,
what did she call the son before they got married? I'm sure she called her like Miss Smith.
She said,
but mother-in-laws want to have that relational connection, right? Mm-hmm. So you now become their son-in-law, their daughter-in-law. So if you drop off the in-law, then, a lot of families will say, I gained a son or I gained a daughter.
Yes, I gained a daughter.
Right. So if that is a natural offshoot, then I could see where mother-in-law is coming from, but I also have to stop and say, if daughter-in-law is uncomfortable, and as Alvin said, for her list of reasons, which she really does not have to share, then she needs to find a way to, a naming culture for this woman that's going to maintain respect, but that's going to make her feel comfortable. It's not always about mother-in-law feeling wholly comfortable. They have to find a comfortable place.
Yeah, the two of them.
There's support groups for this, right?
Listen, because I married into such a huge family, I almost adopted every title that everyone used. I just wasn't comfortable calling my mother-in-law mom. I called the aunts. I called the uncles. I did all of that, but I wasn't comfortable with calling her mom. And I really wasn't comfortable. I didn't want to call her miss. I didn't want to call, I didn't want to call her any of those things. She didn't press me to call her mom. So that wasn't the conversation. Mm-hmm. But I knew I was going to have to call her something eventually, because waiting for her, waiting to get her attention was like, I'm following her around the house, waiting to make eye contact so I could ask her a question. So that was crazy.
I can see you now.
Got it.
So what's your name is? I'm sorry.
Give me a minute.
I'm sorry.
What your name is?
You making me knock over all my business and stuff.
You knocking over your own business.
Y'all got me laughing.
That was crazy.
Hey, Lori Grant.
Lori Grant, girl. Mad love for you, Lori Grant.
You know, the DMV show says,
I love this crew.
I think a direct talk is in order to get an understanding and to be understood. And that should happen probably before you even get to the in-law stage. Yeah. DK says, shout outs from the old North State and capital city, Raleigh, North Carolina, and home of the HBCU mothership of the South, Shaw University. My aunt and uncle met at Shaw University and went on to have two beautiful cousins of mine. And
all right. Yes, did they get married?
They met there. They got married. He was the football. He ended up being they sort of built up a town in North Carolina, and she was head of the English department. He was the principal. What I learned when he died, he was the principal of the high school. He was hired to integrate the high school. They pulled him out of Shaw. He worked in education. And what I learned is, for all of you alphas out there, he when he became principal of the school, he changed the school colors. He changed the school colors to black and gold. They were some other colors.
Nice.
I am so proud of him. But one of my questions is, what did she call her mother-in-law?
She called my grandmother. She called my grandmother Mom.
Oh yeah, I think Mom is earned.
Well, I have 8 uncles, and also all of my aunts were by marriage. Yeah. And I'm pretty certain that all of them called my grandmother Mom.
Yeah, and I think that is earned. So you have every right not to call her
absolutely
Mom,
not.
And just keep calling her what you want to call her, and that's it.
Right.
You guys, I am sure that we're all glad that we're all in agreement.
Yes.
Alvin was a little harsh to the mother-in-law. That's okay.
I didn't mean to.
Okay, that's all right.
It's all right.
Made up a song to sing to her from the behind the pulpit that she ain't.
I'll always love my mama.
You ain't that girl. So the next question is kind of sad. So y'all listen up. We have to say a prayer and offer some advice to this person. Question number 2.
Dear Alma, my husband was killed in a horrible accident. We were high school sweethearts and married over 30 years. I would say we were very happy and totally in love. We were also best friends. I am so heartbroken that my husband died. I made the decision to have a closed casket funeral. His family wanted an open casket. I decided to open the casket during the viewing and then close it at the start of the funeral. The decision was a comfort to his mother and me. During the visitation, his administrative assistant cried so loud and so hard that all eyes were on her. She was so loud, 2 of my girlfriends who viewed the funeral online asked who was the person that became so overwhelmed during the service. When she walked up to the casket to pay her last respects, she leaned over and kissed my husband. I was stunned. I think that was totally disrespectful. It's been a few months, and I want to contact her to find out what exactly was going on between her and my husband. Do you think I have a right to do that?
Girl, no.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Why you say no, okay?
Go ahead, recap.
I was gonna recap, but y'all was popping off so bad.
No, you gotta go ahead and recap because I want to make sure I heard what she said.
You heard what she said.
Right, you heard what she said. You heard what she said. So basically, this woman's husband was killed in a horrible accident. So unexpectedly. They were high school sweethearts and married for over 30 years. They were totally in love and best friends. She went back and forth with his family about open casket, closed casket. She said that they agreed to do open casket during visitation and then close it during the funeral. So, when everybody walks up to say their last goodbyes, the administrative assistant leaned over and kissed her husband. She also sat during the funeral and just cried uncontrollably, so loud that her girlfriends asked, girlfriends who were watching online, who was the person who was overwhelmed at the funeral. Now, see, there go mistake number one, because you could think something is nothing till your girlfriend asks you about it. Right. That's a whole nother thing. So now she's feeling like some kind of way, like, why was this woman so distraught at my husband's funeral?
This question is like a math problem. You know, the first 3 sentences don't even matter. Open casket, closed casket, none of that matters. Let's fast forward to who is the chick crying, and Kay.
And does she have a right? So she wants to know, does she have a right to contact this woman to find out what exactly was happening between her and her husband? If anything was happening between her and her husband, because very, very well, nothing could have been happening between her and her husband. Although I think if you kiss a dead person, then I wouldn't say that something is happening between y'all, but the act of kissing a person who has gone on.
It's intimate. I love you like my mother gave birth to you, but you can be certain
I ain't gonna kiss
that I'm not leaning.
No, I might put something in your casket. Yeah, though. I ain't gonna lie, like something that you like.
Bottle of Chanel, you're right. A shoe.
I was thinking more your favorite candy bar, but like I can switch that.
Maybe we should work that out.
We can work that out, right?
Because it's gonna melt and get all over my dress. That's gonna.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't want that to happen, right? So we can go with that.
She should, if she feels like she wants to ask the person what's going on, do it. However, she needs to be ready for it. She needs to be prepared for it, whatever the answer be, whether the girls say, you better get out my face and with that crazy stuff, or yes, we had a relationship for 10 years. Or if you're ready to handle that, then go there. Otherwise, make sure that you got your name is on all the insurance, the house, and all the stuff that whatever he was left to you. But you got to be ready for that if you're going to go there.
She won't get both sides. If she approaches the other woman, she's only going to get one side. And I do think that there are some. I have been in an administrative role for years, and I, have a particular relationships with certain bosses. Some of them you do, some of them you don't. I can't think of nary one of them that I would lean down and kiss in a casket. Now, I probably would cry at a funeral, not loud.
Be boohooing though.
But in addition to that, their spouses, and they quite frankly they would expect you to respond that way. Right. They would expect, at least all the bosses that I know you've known, their wives would expect you to be as upset as grieve as much as, not as much as they do, but certainly grieve greatly behind it. It would not be a surprise to any one of their wives if you were in the back, crying your eyes out and howling and all that. They wouldn't be surprised by that. This, I want to say something, but Kay is chomping at the bit, so I'm gonna let Kay talk, and then.
Are you gonna write it down so you won't forget it? Because I really need to hear it.
No, I won't forget.
D, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go D.
I think that first of all. When she started at the casket, somebody would have been in charge to remove her. When she was in the back carrying on, one of my cousins or something, probably you, Alma, would have walked back there and said, "I'm sorry, but this is a bit disruptive. Maybe you need to take this outside and get yourself together, because that's not how we operate in here. Plus, you're not even family, so we don't even know why you are this upset.
You to go to the bathroom."
But you said that she won't get both sides of the story, whatever the story is. Right. And he's gone, and she needs to figure out how she's going to live without him, remembering him the way she remembered him, and not the way this woman is going to help her remember him. Be done with her and her nonsense. Hopefully, she never shows up to anything else.
Right.
If she had doubt that things was going on with her husband before he died, that might have triggered her to even, and then seeing that. What took place at the funeral.
But that's not what she said.
But you don't know. Yeah, she said
they were in love.
That they were in love. Well, come on now. Come on.
Right, okay, Tracy, ushers would be getting her out of there. Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
What had happened was.
Thank you, Jackie, because I think she's a little bit unstable too.
She ain't unstable. What had happened was.
What had happened was.
Is that old girl was having some kind of relationship with this man.
See, we don't
I've
know
seen
that.
it twice at 2 separate
Well, you think it's just
funerals.
emotionally?
She hollering and crying and screaming in the background for what? What? You were his administrative assistant and you were so damn disrupted, girl. Go somewhere, go get you a damn drink and sit down and be damn quiet.
Okay.
Juju said
I've seen it happen twice.
Juju said as long as she don't have baby,
corner, hollering.
Look, y'all.
And we're like, who is that? Then somebody else said, "Oh, you know that's his girl." Oh, really? Now,
but see, nobody is saying that in this conversation.
Nobody said that. Nobody said that.
Nobody said that.
Nobody said
And
that.
you know what? There could be an emotional attachment.
Don't
If she's young,
emotional
if she's young,
nothing.
she could have
It
had
could be
time.
emotional attachment. Yeah, because you know what? I hate to say
Don't
this,
ask her nothing.
and I'm gonna say this. I know it's gonna crack Diane up because I ain't gonna kiss him in the casket. But Lord no, God forbid, Dwayne Wickham, I'm gonna be a ball of mess in there. That's just all it is to it. And you know, I want him to live to be 100. But nothing has ever happened between us. I have a respect for him that's off the planet. He'll be on the show next week.
Okay, I'm sorry because I was going to say.
He and I
crying louder than his wife. You were not going to be sitting there hollering louder than her. Yeah. No, and you are not going to kiss him in the casket.
I said I wasn't going to kiss him in the casket.
Well, like Danielle says, it could be her work husband. Work husband and wife, and they may have an emotional attachment. And quite frankly, if he is, he is the supplier of all of her stuff, not physically, but all of her, he has helped her get where she needs to be and supported her work-wise.
Supported her, and they had an amazing career. I'm not
completely writing. You become attached to these people who are this close to you. I mean, you're it's like not having it.
But I haven't said that she's having a relationship with this man. I haven't said that, but I think that the wife, getting back to her and this being her question, she needs to be ready for what if she's going to approach it. She needs to be ready for the answer. So
what if the answer is what's in the mind of that woman? Because I think there are movies about this, that women work with men and they want it to be more, and sometimes it doesn't do. Diane said, "Did she call him daddy?"
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
that's just nasty. No, would you say nasty? SNASTEEE nasty.
She needs to be ready, or leave it alone, and stop letting people put these little voices in her head.
Yeah,
but has anybody said? The only two people that said anything were her two friends. They just wanted to know, right? Who is this?
Right. That's true.
The girl made a damn scene at the funeral and kissed my dead husband. Yes, she was sleeping with him. What the hell is wrong with y'all? And no, I'm not going to call her and confirm it. Hell to the no. I ain't calling her to confirm it.
It is, and let it go.
I can't say she slept with the man. I can't.
Yes, she did.
But clearly there was an emotional attachment. That I can't explain. I can't.
Oh, that was good, Alvin, and that was quite understanding on your part. I'm proud of you for that.
Okay, for me, right? Okay.
Javon says she agrees with Alvin. He needs to be. She needs to be ready for whatever happens after she asks the question. Right. I think she just should leave it alone. The girlfriend and the wife was at my BIL's funeral, and it was fine. No scene was had. Woo, Veronica.
Okay, girl.
Okay, Veronica. Wasn't nobody leaning over the casket
kissing dead people, right?
Because I know somebody from my family. My family would have leaped across the pew and shut that casket. Her head would have been in the casket. Okay, her body be hanging out the casket. I'm saying, so, girl, you got lucky. You weren't with the wrong family. Okay,
it wasn't. I thought it was like a lot with the kissing, everything else. I was kind of like, well, we don't know.
Well, you know what? In that moment, if she was going to ask, she should have stepped to her then. At this point, she's been able to sit home and think about it and dwell on it, and and sniff his clothes while she's in her grief. And it's too much.
That's true.
So she could have stepped to her right before they went off to the cemetery and said, "Why are you so distraught?" Oh, but she should know her. If she worked with her husband that closely, she should know who she is and been able to have that conversation.
I agree.
If she didn't do it that day, let it
go. Let it go. Let it go. Dead. He dead.
Right.
He dead.
Thank you.
Enjoy the memories that you have.
Burn the clothes. Burn them. Burn the clothes.
And the life insurance policy.
Yes. So I don't know what her answer is, and maybe we can talk about it next time because we need to move to the next question before the end of the show.
Her answer is to buy herself a nice gift and move on.
Go
on vacation, find her new husband. I don't know, but don't bother with that one. That's the past.
Okay, so that we have agreed. You don't need to ask her anything. Live your life, girl, with your loving high school.
Live your life.
Okay. Thank y'all. Question number 3.
Dear Alma, I own a daycare center and I love what I do. Recently, 2 mothers were fighting outside my business. Evidently, one of the mothers was texting and sexting the other woman's husband, and the wife found out about it. It was a hot mess, and my husband had to come outside to help break it up. The wife then demanded that I not keep the other woman on as a client. My instincts were to shield the children from what was happening. I love all my kids, and truthfully, I'm not sure what I should do. What suggestions do you and your panel have for me, Alma?
Ooh, I really liked this question when it came in because it was good, but it was funny. Like, I am not even gonna lie. I'm not acting like this is not a serious question.
What you doing fighting outside the daycare?
I know, grown mothers.
But you know what? I've seen some similar situations in front of schools. So sometimes you just show up at the wrong time. I have a very quick solution. You close the door, keep your kids inside, keep them grown folks outside doing their stupidity, call the police. Don't send your husband out there, none of that. If you keep both children, because this is about your paper, this is not about how they want to treat each other. You keep both children. You tell one, you come here at 5:30 to pick up your child. You tell the other one, you come here at 6 o'clock to pick up your child. So you will never, whatever's going on with your husband and her, you solve that on your own property, not mine.
And maybe so Alvin, what do you think?
I'm still processing. That again. I was waiting for you to recap. So they were fighting because one of the women was texting the husband. Sexting the husband of the woman she was fighting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And both of their kids are at the daycare.
Both of their kids go to the same daycare.
Okay, so
how'd she get his number?
First of all,
she made it the wrong person.
I'm not even going to fight you because I need to talk to my husband right now. I'm not even going to fight you because you're irrelevant. Keep on sex texting. In fact, keep them coming. Keep them coming while I'm talking to him because I got his phone. I mean, some people pick. You got to pick and choose your battles. You know what I'm saying? And in this case, to me, she should go to her husband. If she knows that is happening, ask him, why is this woman sex texting you? She has the number, she has the invitation, she has the time, he's accepting it.
Right, because that's the thing. How do you know this? You've looked at his phone and you can see, because first of all, for me, and jump in.
I thought the question was from the daycare worker.
It is.
What should she do? Because one of the women doesn't want her to watch the other woman's child.
Because, the wife said to the daycare owner, you need to dismiss her as a client.
Right.
Yeah, she crazy.
Because my husband...
Mary Lou said, you are not going to tell me how to run my business. It's money, darling. Take it to your husband.
I'm with
Gigi
Marie.
said, not my monkeys, not my circus. Not your monkeys, not your circus. I'm with Gigi. Let them, like Dee said, bring the babies inside, protect them from the foolishness that these grown people don't know how to act. Let them do whatever they choose to do with each other. There. Has no impact on, like Dee said, my paper. This is my business that you are trying to impact with your foolishness. Yes.
Your Real Housewives of somewhere. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. How you gonna look at me? That is like in elementary school. I don't like D, Alma, so you can't talk to D no more. The hell is that? No.
Okay. Yeah. And we're talking about a business.
Right. A business.
Yeah. No.
Is now, that Carol with the answer?
Yes. What did the Carol say? Why do women always act like it's all the women's fault? Men need to take some responsibility. Pull up your husband and tell him to find a new daycare provider. Leave that businesswoman out of your mess.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking too, Carol.
I'm gonna tell you, I know some people are very fortunate to find good daycare. It could have been all kinds of stuff going on outside of my daycare provider's house, but I would have paid that no attention because she was a gem. So you know, you need to take that nonsense.
Oh no, Gigi. Gigi.
Hey, I see that.
She is a mess.
I had a student once whose father came to pick up a child, and we thought he was picking up this child, but he was picking up this child.
Oh.
But the children are related.
From the daycare center provider's perspective, this is not her fight.
No,
and I like what Dee said. One can come at 5:30, the other can come at 6 o'clock. If they choose to both come at 5:35 and they want to throw down in the parking lot, go right on ahead. I'm gonna keep the children.
But you don't want that. You don't want that foolishness outside of your business either, because other parents are going to be like, "What is going on out here?"
That's why I'm agreeing with you. I'm going to call the popo and have them come and take care of this foolishness. This is
but I think the daycare provider has to have a conversation with both families.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because you have situations where parents no conversation.
No conversation.
A conversation not about their business, not about whatever's going on between them, about how they conduct themselves in front of her business.
Right.
Okay. Now, whatever's going on with you is your affair. I don't care. But what you cannot do is come outside of my business.
You ain't gonna do.
What you ain't gonna do is come outside of my business and have commotion going on where I try to, especially with children. I mean, it's not a bar; it's a daycare. You expect some, reasonable behavior from the adults outside of a daycare.
Would that be reasonable decorum?
Hit them where it hurts. I agree with you, Dee, and I think it should be followed up with a letter and said, if you do it again, you're going to pay an extra $120 every time you fight outside my establishment. I'm going to charge you.
I'm going to get paid,
but you know what?
You fight, I'm going to call the popo, but you're going to pay for that.
But you know, Ratchet DC is gonna show up with her $125 every other Friday, so she can fight.
Keep on.
So
she gonna have a job, the fight job. She gonna put her money in the job and go out there and beat that girl's behind. How much
did you say that was? Here you go.
I got my money and I'm gonna kick her.
Exactly.
No, you didn't say it's some ratchet mothers up in DC.
That's not what I said. That is not what I said. I didn't say nothing about nobody's mama in DC. I did not say that.
We knew what you were saying. We knew what you were saying.
I will not walk past a daycare and look the same again. I will be looking at all y'all worthy of fighting somebody.
We can call it the ratchet fee.
The ratchet fee.
Don't make me have to charge you the ratchet fee.
The ratchet fee.
Unbelievable. I love that.
Too. A ratchet fee. If you're going to come up in here and fight, a ratchet fee.
Oh, I love it.
Thank you. Yes.
But you know what? Some people will have it ready.
That's
They
fine.
will
And I'm
show,
gonna make
no,
more
that's
money.
not fine. No,
That's
that's
Hey,
not fine.
More money.
Hey, it's
more
a
money,
business.
More money.
This is not the WWR. This is my business, and I don't want that nonsense out in my parking lot.
By the time you finish paying the ratchet fee and your bail, okay, I bet you will hit you where it hurt. Because you're going to be paying some bail.
I got my stimulus. I'm coming over to the daycare today.
It could be the WWDC, the WW Daycare. I'll meet you out front.
And they call Andy Cohen. Call Andy Cohen. Put on Bravo. The ratchet fee, though. Y'all got that. I love that.
Oh my gosh, that was hilarious.
Hashtag the ratchet fee.
The ratchet fee. I love it.
So Judy says you could always remind her the pickup time would be 5 minutes. She ain't with your husband.
Right? Yes. She ain't with.
D, I don't know who you are, but see, you throwing rocks.
That is hilarious. I love it. That was.
Well, that's
hilarious.
like the restaurant that posted when they lifted the mask mandates. I think it was in Georgia. The restaurant posted a sign that said there will be a $50 fee if you don't wear a mask, and there'll be a $75 fee if you ask why.
Oh.
It was on the news.
That was smart. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
If they could implement it, but that's another talk show. Okay.
So basically, we want to tell this business owner to revamp her documents to add the ratchet fee.
The ratchet fee.
No.
I agree with Dee. I do agree with Dee that maybe she should have a conversation with them, letting them know, basically, you're bringing my business down with this foolishness. And if you keep on doing that, then you're going to pay for that. In addition to that, I'm going to call the police.
Well, the consequences that your child gets kicked out. I mean, that has happened. If you continue to bring this nonsense to my business, I'm going to have to make it so you don't have to come here. Your kids will have to go someplace else. Exactly. And I'm telling you, if you have a good daycare, you never want that to happen.
Exactly.
Because really, the other thing that we touched on it, but we moved past it. This issue is with your husband.
Yes.
Well, I said
This is not an issue with the other woman, although she shouldn't be sexing and texting your husband. Yes, that's wrong. But he is the one who needs to cut it.
He's not there at the daycare. I'm sure he's not there.
You hit her, you should have been at home hitting him. Although you shouldn't hit each other, period.
Right.
But since they were
not
already
with witnesses.
Fighting. Already fighting
without witnesses.
I do have a question. I mean, I know I don't know if we know where this person lives, but we've been saying that it's the DC daycare.
It's Maryland.
Okay, that's Maryland.
You know how they do.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, you know what, y'all? This is hilarious. So we don't know. We need to tell you to come up with your fee, and then whoever don't pay, put that family out, and then let the other family stay.
The ratchet fee, baby. The ratchet fee. Hashtag the ratchet fee.
Tracy says she's kicking everybody out.
Everybody out. Get the hell out.
Gotta go. Be gone.
Go.
And take your baby with you. Okay.
Take your baby with you.
See? Y'all. Ooh. Man.
Come up in here acting a fool. You ain't gonna come up in here acting no fool. Bring down the neighborhood. Okay, right.
To put signs outside her daycare like they do at clubs. No loitering, no fighting, no parking on the sidewalk, no smoking 500 feet from the building, no sexting.
Oh God!
No sexting somebody else's husband. Before we wrap up,
all out for the daycare.
Right, not at all.
NASTEEE.
Alma, you got 1 minute, girl.
We got 1 minute to tell everybody thank you. Lord, I've been laughing so much tonight that I had to drink some water because it was so fantastic. All of you, you know how much I love each and every one of y'all. I could not do it without you. Alvin and the wooden bow tie. You know what? Oh my goodness.
We're gonna change the wood.
Wait a minute now.
We're gonna change the wood. Every week I come on here, every month I'm gonna have some new wood, y'all. I'm gonna keep it.
Oh no,
stiff.
not new wood.
New wood.
I know, right? It's time to go.
Kay with the pearls, Kay with the pearls and the chucks. Kay with the pearls and the chucks. So thank you everybody for watching. I really truly appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to catch Alvin on Fridays with He Said, every Friday night at 7. There's so much actually on Black Press USA. There's so many shows. You guys should just check it out. And we'll name some next week because we really want to get you guys on board for watching those shows too. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I hope everybody had a fantastic Easter. Those who celebrate Easter, those who don't, happy new springtime to you and everybody else. My heart is filled. Tonight was an absolute joy. And I hope it was a joy for everybody else.
Love your hair.
I know, right? I love
everything.
Thank you guys so much. Love y'all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.